Welcome to our second mini-series of the Advent CJ20, Celebrating Jesus. We're going to share our hearts out on in progress about hosting Jesus. And my name is Christy, and this is...
Hi, my name is Sharon. And just to recap a little bit on last week, Evangeline and Adeline spoke about how to prepare our hearts for this Advent series. And they had 3 points. One was forgiveness, second was humbling of hearts, and third is the will to change our hearts. And Afan, Adeline quoted on Pope Francis when she said, to those we are called to be like Mary, to say yes to God, not a half yes, but a full yes. So to those who have actually missed out on episode 1, we will leave the link at the description box, so you can just go and view it again. You just click on the link and it will take you there. With that, Christy and I would like to share our hearts on how to host Jesus in this time. So Christy, can you tell us what are your thoughts about hosting Jesus?
All right. It's a season of Advent, and then it's about hope, it's about love, it's about peace and joy. I'm very sure that many of us are very excited to prepare for Christmas, buying gifts and shopping and stuff. But how about those that is underprivileged, like those who is like longing for love? They're in dire need of love because they are so lonely, they're empty, they're away from family, and probably they are going through some trials and tribulations, brokenness, mourning of their loved ones. So my heart really goes out to these people actually, right? So because we are actually supposed to be a messenger of love of Christ to these people, right? And then also in one of the Bible verse which we actually emphasize is in 1 John 4:19, right? He loved us first. That's why we need to share our love with others, right? So, and even in Matthew 22, Jesus said, the greatest love of all is, the greatest commandment of all is love, because love conquers everything. Love conquers all, every situation that you're going through right now. That's the reason why. That's the reason Jesus is on the cross for us, actually, right?
Amen.
Yeah, and then another reason is because we have received so much of His unfailing love right now, like so much, and now is the time. It's a time for us to share His love with these unfortunate people, these people that really need the love. So we need to resonate our love with our actions, so that we can glorify His love upon these people. Actually, yeah, correct. And then I just want to emphasize on what stated on Matthew 25, where Jesus spoken about parables to His disciples, right? And I really felt it was a very strong emphasis by Jesus to tell us to really do something about it. I'll just read this to you when He said, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did, one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Wow. And then He goes on telling the next verse, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did not do on the least of these, you did not do for me." So it's actually it's not a choice. It's really an emphasis by Jesus to tell us that we really need to go out there to reach out to these people, right? That is like really in dire need of love. Okay, He wants us to share our gift with them, and that's the reason that why we must do something about this event. It's not about your external stuff, showing about your buying gifts or shopping around, but I just felt that we really need to do something about it, to share your love with these people during this Advent, to really understand what Advent is about and what is Christmas is about. It's about Jesus, hosting Jesus to these people. Yeah. So since there's a very strong emphasis, right, I'm just going to ask Sharon to share her point of view, right? How are we going to host Jesus to people, and to others that's coming into your life, or people that you've encountered with actually. Yeah. So I'll pass to you, Sharon.
Wow, thanks, Christy.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful. It's so true when that's the commandment that Jesus gave us, to love one another. And we can't give what we do not have inside. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to know how to host Jesus, especially in this season. And I think Adeline told us that, in preparation for this Advent, to ask us all to read Luke, the book of Luke. And that's where we're going to come from today. Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. It talks about, we are all very familiar with this story. It talks about Martha and Mary. And as I was reflecting on this, there was 3 points that came to my mind. And the first thing that I would like to share is to have an undistracted heart. When we are hosting somebody, to have an undistracted heart. Verse 40, it says, Martha was distracted by all the preparations that needed to be made for her guest. And it was so interesting because Martha welcomed Jesus openly, and she was so excited to have Jesus in her house. But when Jesus was in her house, I think for a moment there she forgot that Jesus was in her house, and she wanted to make her house clean. Maybe she wanted to cook the best meal for Jesus. And I feel like in times like this, I can relate to Martha, because especially in this season, the Christmas season, we are all very busy. We want to buy gifts, we want to look good on Christmas Eve Mass, and then we are what's on the menu and the decorations, we're thinking about all that. And it got me thinking that what's Christmas all about? Is it the season of Christmas, or is it Jesus? And that's something that I would like all of us to reflect upon. And the second thing that spoke to me was to create a space for our guests that is uninterrupted. So what does it mean by that? In verse 40, it says that Martha interrupted Jesus and said, Lord, don't you think it's unfair that my sister left me to do all the work for myself? You should tell her to get up and help me. So Martha complained. And I think that one of the worst things as a host that you can do is to have your guests in the house and to begin complaining. So it's all about you, and it's not about your guest, and how often have we treated Jesus like this when we invite him into our hearts, and then all we do is just complain and request for things. And I think that that's something that we can all think about. And the third thing that hit me was is to give our guests the undivided attention. It says in verse 42, Jesus says that Mary has discovered the one thing most important by choosing to sit at my feet. She is undistracted, and I don't want to take this privilege from her. Wow, isn't that so beautiful that sitting at Jesus' feet is a privilege for all of us? And especially in this time, in this season, we are not celebrating the season, but it is about Jesus. It is his birthday. And when we sit at his feet, he is just waiting to reveal his heart to us. There are revelations that he wants to pour out to us. And with that, then only we can go out and reach out to others. And so I just want to recap the 3 points. The first one is to be undistracted in this season. The second one is to create a space for Jesus that is uninterrupted. It is not about us, it's about him. And the third one is to give our undivided attention to him. And once we know how to host Jesus well, we would know how to carry his love unto others. And so I would like to pass this time back to Christy, and we have prepared some call to action tasks for us to move as a community to respond to this hosting of Jesus.
Right. Thank you, Sharon. So I just want to ask all of you, right, to just sit down with the Lord and then just speak to him, ask him to reveal to you, right, the things that, the people that you're going to reach out. At the same time, right, before you do that, right, as what Sharon said, do not get distracted, right, just sit with him and listen to him. Ask him to fill your heart with his love, because you won't be able to share whatever you don't have to these people. So fill up yourself with his love, right, so that you don't get distracted. you'll be able to reach out to these people. Then probably you can, you can reach out to the families that's close to you that you think that's really need your help, or you can reach out to anybody that's you have actually spoken to, or a brief encounter. You can actually invite them for a meal or something, so that you can actually just share your love and spend some time. Because when I think about it, right, whenever we see a newborn baby, we actually embrace the baby with affection and love. So we should be doing the same thing to these people, right? Because they also need our love, okay? And of course, we cannot do many things, right? As what Mother Teresa quoted, she says that not all can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. I just want to echo this back to you. So probably this is the call to action. So you want to share your testimonies after you have actually come up with your action or response to this reflection, or you can take photos. Yeah, then you can send it over to us.
Yeah, so our email, it will be linked in the description box. And actually, we would like to encourage all of us to host people in this season, maybe people whom we do not know, whom they are lonely and is waiting, who do not have a place to go, since we are all on CMCO and people do not have places to go for Christmas, is to just open up your homes and to invite people in. And when you do that, just take a photo and send it to us. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. And before we end, we just want to make an announcement on the MCO funds. Shekinah Glory has got an MCO fund which we have helped to reach out to people who are in need of financial aid, especially in these tough times. And those of you who have been responding to that, thank you so much for your love and generosity. And we want to encourage all of us, because the fund is still active and we want to help. There are more families that are in need of financial aid, and so especially in this time of giving, there are so many expenses that one family has to incur, and so we would like to encourage you to give generously in this time. And so our particulars and our details will be flashed after this video. And also we have the parish which we come from, Cathedral of the Holy Spirit, they have this Advent project that is going on, and it's called
Gift of Joy. So yeah, so we have the brochures, the posters up on the link as well. So probably you can just take a look and contact the person in charge.
Okay, with that, we would like to wish you a very blessed Advent and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye.